We're going to begin this tutorial on formatting fonts where we left off on the Slide Master, in this case with a blank presentation. Now adjusting the text box. I told you before that we wanted to go from side to side, and we just as well take it down a little bit. Now I'm going to come up here under the Home button and set the fonts, or first of all just eliminate the bullets, all the bullets, and then I want to put them all in the center, and I'm going to move the markers all the way to the left so everything is set to the center. I'm now going to select a font size 44. There we go. And I'm going to do one more formatting trick, and that is going up to the paragraph. I'm going to select the spacing to 0 before, 0 after, and single line spacing. Okay, that'll simplify things when we're actually working with the slides. Lastly, I'm going to raise the text box upper portion up just a little bit. Actually, if you go to the format at the top, and then over here to size all the way to the right, and check the position, you'll notice that the vertical spacing of that box is 2 inches. That's where I use it most of the time. Closing out of that dialog box. Before we leave here, let's select the font that we want to use. First, title slides. Let's scroll down until we find Euro style. Right there. And clicking on this one, Euro style. Onto the, and now here on the title slide we also have that. I'm going to select, in this case, I'm going to make that 48 and bold, and this 36. Now we're set to play with some things. Okay, magically changing the background and adding some graphics, let's play with some font styles. The intent is to create styles that are easily readable and aesthetically pleasing. Sometimes great-looking text just disappears in the background graphics. We need a way to separate the text from the background, and we'll see on this slide some of the problems. As you can see, the colors, the gold is aesthetically pleasing, but they blend into the background. Let's see what a few texts can do. I'm going to go up here and click on the format box, and as you can see, for the text I have text fill, that's gold. Text outline, I'd recommend that you forget about that because that disappears on the big screen. And lastly, text effects. Now the one I use most of the time is called glow. Coming down to glow and then selecting glow options, I'm going to select a glow color of black, a size of 8 or 10 points, and transparency 0. Now let's see what effect that makes. Okay. Well, let's do the same thing now to the subtitle box. Highlighting the text, coming up here to Format, going to Text Effects, to Glow, Glow Options, selecting the color, black. In this case, I'm going to use a point size of 6 and 0 transparency, close. Okay, that looks a lot better and much more readable, wouldn't you agree? A couple of more things we can do. Look at the Please Rise in the lower left. That's not quite as readable as it might be on the slide. Let's highlight that and come up under Text Effects and select Shadow. Now that doesn't seem quite as readable as I may like, so let's try that again and see if we can emphasize it. Setting shadow, coming down to shadow options. If I set this transparency all the way to left to 0, that might help. Let's take a look and see if that's changed. I think that's a little more readable. Okay. You'll notice also in the lower right, this is the license number, and that's set to, let's see, it has a glow setting of 18 and a transparency of 60%, and that's very readable. So let's go back and look at a slide for our program. I've added some complex graphics and text in black, and as you can see, they fade right back into the black Classic. So highlight the first line, and under text effects, glow options, let's set a color of white, and the transparency to 0, close, and that's pretty good. Okay, let's look at the line and do just the opposite. Under text effects, we're going to select white, and under glow, we'll set glow options, select a glow of black, 10, 0 transparency, and there we have two different options you can look at, and it's personal preference depending on the background and graphics, and you're going to have to decide. One last slide. By using a bevel effect, here I've got gray and gold, which are kind of metallic colors. If I come up here to Format, Text Effects, Bevel, and select a bevel, as you can see, I get somewhat of a metallic effect for those two colors and slides. So in review, we standardize the layout in the Slide Master. Also in the Slide Master, we select the font, the fill, and the glow to achieve the best combination of aesthetics and readability that we can. See you in the next tutorial about song lyrics.